Good evening, I'm John Carter. Welcome to Poland Daily. German Chancellor Angela Merkel visited Warsaw today, just 5 days after she was re-elected. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki met with the Chancellor at 6 p.m. Following the meeting, both the leaders held a press conference and briefly summarised the subjects of their discussion.
Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki spoke first and in a very positive tone expressed his gratitude to Chancellor Angela Merkel for her visit to Poland at such short notice. Both the Prime Minister and the Chancellor talked about the trade record between the two countries amounting to 110 billion euros. They also agreed that the European Union should take swift action concerning the Russian attack on Sergei Skripal. Poland and Germany will bring up that topic at the meeting of the European Council. The leaders of both countries said that a united response from the whole EU is necessary for Russia to understand that it cannot attack a citizen of any member state. Mateusz Morawiecki and Angela Merkel also discussed the topic of refugees. They came to an agreement that there is a need to create a unified European refuge system. The German Chancellor surprised many by stressing the fact that even though Poland does not accept many refugees from the Middle East, it does welcome a lot from Ukraine and Asia. It seems as if Poland and Germany have finally buried the hatchet on the refugee issue. The overall consensus from the meeting was that Poland and Germany seek unity more than ever, not only at an economic level, but also on international policy.
The Polish Conference of Catholic Bishops voiced their opinion on the recent discussions about Polish-Jewish relations. They recalled the words of John Paul II, who spoke to the Jewish community in Warsaw in 1991.
Christian nations took it upon themselves to weed out from their mentality all the prejudice towards Jews and any other acts of anti-Semitism. The bishop stressed that the heroic Poles risking their lives were helping Jews during the Second World War. In the spirit of the heroic attitude of Poles, the bishop encouraged the continuation of Polish-Jewish dialogue based on truth, trust, and mutual respect. The bishop restated that all forms of anti-Semitism are against the Christian principle of coexistence. We appreciate the Polish Conference of Catholic Bishops' statement, which calls for continuation of dialogue and condemnation of anti-Semitism. We will continue our efforts to speak against Jewish anti-Polonism. We are looking forward to continuation of deepening of our friendship and our brotherhood and respect for all God's children in Poland. Michael Szudryś, the Chief Rabbi of Poland, and Lesław Piszewski, Vice President, Union of Jewish Religious Communities in Poland, extended a thank you to the Polish Conference of Catholic Bishops, and they promised to act against any cases of anti-Polonism.
Marek Poszonek, the prosecutor in charge of the investigation into Smolensk disaster, has announced the formation of an international team of experts. The team will work with the National Prosecutor's Office to explain the tragedy of the 10th of April 2010. However, the involvement of Theodor Postel, a pro-Putin commentator from Russian Today, has raised some eyebrows.
The next stage for the team involved with the investigation will be the most difficult in the research into the April 10, 2010 disaster.
The reconstruction of the flight and the Smolensk disaster itself. The team is to be both theoretical and practical in its nature, as it is made up of both scientists and practitioners.
The people in question are American experts who deal with the plane crashes, as well as an ex-FBI agent. The prosecutor's office published a list of names. I understand that we will be informed on what the experts are working on a regular basis. I hope that this team will also be available to the media, as journalists have a lot of questions for them. Theodor Postel was the expert on the board of a number of prominent committees. We would like to know his stance on the Smolensk disaster. Researchers from the University of Wichita, Kansas, are also involved in the investigation. The results of their work will be included in the final report prepared by the Commission.
A Polish parliamentary committee has approved further work on a new legal proposal that would ban eugenic abortions. Members of Parliament from the ruling Law and Justice Party have declared their support for the new legislation.